Welcome to the Building Newfoundland and Labrador podcast, dedicated to exploring the interesting journeys of the people in the provincial construction industry. Presented by the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association, produced by Gale Force Winds. Join us as we chat with the inspirational individuals that ensure the continued growth of the construction industry and the province of Newfoundland and Labrador.
And welcome to the Building Newfoundland and Labrador podcast. I am Alan Dale. With me as always, my good buddy Jerry Carew. It is day one and pretty much the end of day one, and it was a Women in Construction Day, and what a day it was, Jerry and I. We've had 16 or 18 amazing conversations today, learned so much, and the NLCA is to be applauded for hosting this day today and creating such a wonderful, vibrant, dynamic conversation. Annie, I can't wait to talk to you about what you're involved in. So Annie, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, you know, I had been in the hotel and noticed the association here this morning, and I thought, you know, that is a group that I really need to get in front of. I was so disappointed that I wasn't here earlier to be able to be registered and stuff. So through a friend of mine, I knew he had some past experience. I was fortunate that he introduced me to Randell. So I'm pleased to say I am the most newest member of this association.
Okay, great.
As of now.
As of today.
As of today. You know, women support women wherever we possibly can. And as I told Rhonda about this program that I'm involved into, it's a perfect marriage for both of us. So yeah, we're going to pursue that. So, you know, I'm new at this. This is fairly new for my company, and when I say my company, that's Aboriginal Employment Services. We're a Newfoundland-based company, been around since 2004, primarily into labor market analysis, some evaluation stuff. We're into some Indigenous participation plan with new construction. So, you know, I don't know if you're familiar with the calls to action in Truth and Reconciliation. So number 92 is being responded to by construction with the federal government. So I do some work into that. So, you know, kind of goes hand in hand again with the construction piece of it. But yeah, I've done a lot of work. I spent 27 years as band manager and CEO of Federation of Newfoundland Indians in the Qalipu Mi'kmaq First Nation. So have a lot of experience with business because we've had some business enterprises that happened there. But the one I'm here to talk about is the one of the programs the federal government announced in the spring, I think it was. So it's under the apprenticeship program. And what they're trying to do, the federal government, is attach first-year apprentice in the construction and manufacturing fields to first-year apprentice. So it seems quite difficult to get first-year apprentice in the door, you know, to get those first hours. So they're trying to, so they've funded a number of organizations throughout Canada to try and get out and promote to employers a grant. It's not the old-time wage subsidy, targeted wage subsidy that we're all familiar with. It's very easy to access, and we're one of the groups across the country that has that funding. And we're looking to attach ourselves to the employers in the construction and manufacturing field here in Newfoundland and Labrador. So the program itself is $5,000 for every apprentice, first-year apprentice, that a employer hires in one of the 39 trades that are associated with construction and manufacturing. However, if the apprentice is one of the 6 equity groups, and those I'll have to look at here, but so they're Indigenous, women, newcomers, person with disabilities, members of LGBTQ2+, and visible minorities. So if they're one of those equity groups, the employer gets an additional $5,000. So an employer can get up to $10,000 for each employee, and right now every employer can get 2. In the country.
It's a non-repayable grant?
It's a grant, and it's quite easy. The application, like I've been involved in wage subsidies through my association with the Federation in Qalipu for many years, and it was a bit, you know, red tape. And the government and getting the payments. So government has understood that. So they passed the money down to organizations like ours, and that has made that red tape go away. So our organization, my company, we're saying that we can turn this application around in 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
So as an employer, you say, because what happens lots of times, you get this person come in and say, you know, I'm available. The construction industry moves fast. They need somebody on the job site on Monday. They don't have time to wait to see if you're going to approve my application. And if they hire them sometimes, then they're not eligible because you're already hired before it was all approved. So we can turn this around real quick, and we can get the money out to the employers because we're not government. You know,
Right,
we
yeah,
can
yeah.
sit at our desk on a Sunday afternoon, we can write a check, you know, kind of deal. Wow.
So it's fantastic. So how long does the apprentice have to stay in the program?
So it's a 13-week program.
13-week program.
So we're at, you know, I mean, obviously, if it's a great relationship between the employer and employee, they can obviously
continue on.
But we're asking that it gets, because 13 weeks will give them their hours to
Right.
go back to school and get to their next block.
A crucial piece, right? That
Absolutely.
getting that piece is crucial, and as you say, that's a complicated piece to get, but this is really paving the way, making it really easy for the employers to bring people on, right?
Absolutely. And, you know, so we need to be able to find those employers. And
Right.
like that in the construction age, you know,
Yeah.
we're better to focus our energy.
Oh, 100%.
You got the employers,
Yeah.
right? You know, you've got the associations, though. So, yeah, so you know, Rhonda has, she was very eager. As soon as Darren mentioned it to her, she was like, this sounds perfect for our association. And obviously for us too. You know, this is great for, and you know, there's other groups out there that has that. I think we're the only private group here in the province that has this, but you know, we obviously want to be successful.
Right.
And as a woman, I don't believe that I can fail. So you know, whatever it takes to do it, like, you know, doing this is not my forte, but, you know, you do what you got to do.
Doing this interview
Yeah,
is not your
this
forte.
this is not what I
Well,
like.
you
had
do
a
very
moment's-
well.
This
What?
You do very well.
But yeah, but like,
Yeah.
you know, she gave me 10 minutes notice, so
I think it's probably more like 5 minutes notice.
what's it?
So, and it sounds like it's almost a perfect marriage between your
Absolutely.
company and the NLCA.
Yeah.
So you're just joining the membership now? Association?
Just joining it now. And you know, I've been a part of nonprofit organizations, like I said, for 30 years, and there's always been a piece of me that has been attracted to that. And you know, I see this kind of stuff, and I think back to, you know, when I had to organize these conferences, because we did them on a regular basis and stuff. So I've always been, you know, once you do something for 30 years, it's part of you. And so that part, after I left the organization, is a bit of a gap for me. So when she mentioned it, I thought, you know, I would love to get back into that kind of stuff, and got lots of experience with task force and boards and that kind of stuff. So, you know, it's a good fit for me, I think. So.
She may be recruited onto the executive.
There you go.
What are you,
Yeah.
you're 6 hours a member? You may be on the executive tomorrow.
Well, we won't go that far with it.
All
Okay.
right. I'll try to push you in that
We'll
direction.
get some time.
Annie, fantastic. I'm so glad that you came on the podcast here and told exactly what that offering is, because many people in the NLCA and the membership probably aren't aware of it. Now they're going to be aware that it exists. How do they get a hold of you? How do they reach out and tap into this?
Absolutely. Well, for now, we're doing a marketing concept right now. So our launch is really not until right after Christmas.
Okay.
Because we're brand new, like,
Right.
you know, not even a month into this. But I just couldn't pass up this opportunity when I
Right.
seen it today. So we do have a marketing campaign, but in the interim, they can reach out to me, and my number is 709-638-2604.
Okay.
And I have an email address, so it's Randell, Randell, at aeslms.ca.
We're going to put that right on the bottom of the
Oh,
screen.
perfect. Yeah. 'cause
See how I did that, Jerry? That's where it goes. The bottom of the screen.
He doesn't do
He
the
knows.
editing.
I don't do the video
I just
editing.
added an hour to my work.
But yeah, anyone can call. It's new. We're going to work with Rhonda,
Fantastic.
so Rhonda will have the information. But yeah, looking forward to it.
I have to tell you, Annie,
New piece.
this sounds great and a wonderful addition to the NLCA and a wonderful program. And given to people that can implement it quickly, get the
Right.
money out the door, get it in the employer's hands. There's a much higher probability this is going to work for everybody. And of course, the end result is people get an apprenticeship.
Well, that's it. Those ones who, and we all know that first year apprentice takes more mentoring. I mean, we were all new at something, right? And it takes more time to do that. So it takes more of the employer's time.
Right.
So they need this extra funding to help them with that because they're losing business by this time. So but we need these first years to get this time. We need these employers to get to their journey person stage. So let's all help out to get those young people. In most cases. Most cases, they're young.
Rhonda doesn't fool around. Brand new member, thrust into the
I
spotlight.
know, right?
Literally.
But that's women, right?
Make it
Now
happen.
it is. Now it is.
Well, what a wonderful conversation on the Building Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association podcast here today. Today we had the longest serving member of the NLCA speak to us and the newest serving member of the NLCA speak to us. Both spoke equally eloquent. So thank you very much for your time.
Nice meeting you guys. Thanks.
Thank you for tuning in to the Building Newfoundland and Labrador podcast, presented by the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association, produced by Gale Force Winds.